Welcome to my channel. My name is Donna and this is Bubbles, and today I will be talking about polyfolliculitis in birds. Join me as I uncover the causes, symptoms, and potential treatments for this condition and learn how to keep our feathered friends happy and healthy. This is Sprinkles. Sprinkles is a peach-faced lovebird, and he was diagnosed with polyfolliculitis. He was biting and scratching himself severely and crying throughout the day and the night. The most commonly affected species are peach-faced lovebirds, budgies, and canaries. However, it can be found in any species, including cockatiels and lorikeets. I saw a lot of feathers in the bottom of the cage that he lost overnight, and I heard him crying. He wasn't molting. He pulled out the feathers due to pain and itchiness. I had to put him in a sleep cage at night and bring him downstairs so he could sleep, as he was just kept crying and kept us awake all night. So I had to put him downstairs until I was able to bring him to my Avian Veterinarian. I was finally able to bring him to my Avian Veterinarian. The vet looked over him thoroughly. We saw pin feathers and bald areas that he was plucking. He was diagnosed with polyfolliculitis due to his symptoms and visual findings. This is what I've learned from my Avian Veterinarian and from my research on this condition. What is polyfolliculitis? Well, polyfolliculitis is sometimes called citizen pruritic polyfolliculosis. Pruritic means itchy. It's also called PPPF or simply polyfolliculosis. Oh, Bubbles. Come here, baby. This condition is a common skin condition that affects birds. Each feather, similar to hair, like our hair, normally emerges from one follicle. However, polyfolliculitis is when multiple feathers are growing from the same feather follicle. It has been reported that 12 feathers have grown from one follicle. Causes of polyfolliculitis. No one knows what causes it. However, it's suspected to be caused from a virus, though it's not confirmed. And reports have suggested it may be a herpes-like virus. It's unknown if and how it is passed from bird to bird. Often only one bird in a collection will be affected at any time. So it doesn't seem contagious, but we're still doing studies. A genetic defect may also cause this condition. Polyfollicles are usually found on the neck, thigh, underneath the sides of the wings, and the top and bottom of the tail, although they can be found on any parts of the body. Symptoms of polyfolliculitis: intense itchiness, biting and scratching, self-mutilation of the affected area, bleeding of the skin in infected areas, balding in the affected areas, crying during the day and the night, restlessness and behavioral changes. Visible signs: multiple feathers growing from the same follicle, short and thickened feathers, retained feather shaft, and feather loss. Less obvious indicators of polyfolliculitis may be molting. At first I thought Sprinkles may be molten, as upon waking up I saw many feathers at the bottom of his cage. However, I found it odd as the feathers were not there the night before. He wasn't molting. He pulled out his feathers and he was crying. That's when I realized there was something wrong. Another less obvious sign is the bird may have pulled out the feathers, and there are no multiple feathers which are seen growing out from one follicle. However, there may be a bald spot because the bird pulled it out. In that case, a tentative diagnosis is made based on the location and the intensity of itching. This is how Sprinkles was diagnosed, as a vet didn't actually see more than one feather growing from one follicle, but he had bald spots from where he was plucking them out. Treatment options: it's important to visit your avian veterinarian for diagnosis and possible treatment. However, there is no specific treatment. Pain medication may be prescribed to help reduce pain. Sprinkles was given pain medication and he stopped crying almost immediately. The secondary infections may need to be treated. Unfortunately, there is no cure. Treatments will help manage the disease. Treatments may include tests to exclude other problems, including chlamydia, beak and feather disease, polyomavirus, liver disease, and lead poisoning. Your vet may want to do fecal tests. Caring for birds with polyfolliculitis. Well, maintain a clean, hygienic, and non-stressful environment combined with a balanced diet during the course of polyfolliculitis. Offer many baths in different ways. Sprinkles likes to bathe either in my hand under the running water in the sink, in a bird fountain, in a pie-shaped dish on top of the cage, or a bird bath attached to his cage. There are many options for your bird. Bathing helps soothe the skin and cleans the feathers. A collar may be needed to stop your bird from biting the affected area. Will any birds recover? It's possible to recover, and many birds have had repeat episodes. Sprinkles is recovering well. He no longer needs his pain meds. His feathers are growing in, and he is not biting and scratching himself as much. Polyfolliculitis is a challenging condition that affects our feathered friends. But with early diagnosis, appropriate treatment, and attentive care, birds can recover or be maintained and lead healthy, happy lives. Remember to always seek professional advice from an avian veterinarian if you suspect your bird may be suffering from this or any other health condition. Together, we can ensure the well-being of our avian companions and build a stronger bond with them. Thank you for joining me on Avian Health. Don't forget to subscribe for more avian adventures. Until then, happy birding.
I'm just seeing if I can see any coming out the same follicle.
Yeah, I didn't see him biting that area. It was more like this shoulder.
I'm not seeing any currently around here. Oh, hang on, Rosie pulled them out. Yeah, we have got a little bald spot there, so we might have already pulled them out.
Oh.